What's an underrated movie? For us, underrated means a film that either not enough people talk about or one that hides way more lessons than you would expect, making it absolutely worth your time. So today, we're counting down 5 underrated animated gems, and along the way, I'll give you some storytelling tips that you can steal straight from these movies. Sometimes a movie is underrated simply because not enough people have seen it. It's not on every streaming platform, it didn't dominate the box office, and after a while, it just slips under the radar. Which is a shame, especially for genuine gems like Robot Dreams. A lonely dog builds a robot friend. They're inseparable until one accident tears them apart. The rest of the movie follows their struggle to reunite. Animation is all about visual storytelling. This film has zero dialogue. Risky? Well, maybe, but it's actually what makes it shine. The film uses movement, music, and dream sequences to pull you into the emotions of the characters. And trust me, you feel everything. The joy, the heartbreak, the frustration. I'm telling you, it's all in the micro expressions. This movie proves that you don't need words to tell a powerful story. Sometimes, silence says more than dialogue ever could. Here's a fun exercise for you. Actually, before that, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Pietro, an animation writer and producer. And on this channel, we help you become a better storyteller and succeed in the animation industry together with the top talent from the films you love. So, for a fun writing exercise, take one scene from your script, remove all the dialogue, and ask yourself, would the audience still understand what's going on? If you are lost, then Robot Dreams is the movie to watch. Other times, movies get overlooked because they deal with heavier themes. Some people assume that animation is a kids genre and it should only be bright, happy, and joyful. So films that go against that notion often get ignored. Some animated films are, who would have guessed, intended for adults. Because animation is a medium, not a genre, and it can tell any kind of story: documentary, coming of age, drama, epic fantasy, and even expose humanity's biggest injustices, like Persepolis. The movie is about Marjane, who recalls her memories of growing up as a girl in Iran during the Islamic Revolution before fleeing to France. We just looked at a film with no dialogue. On the opposite end, Persepolis embraces voiceover narration.
Un an après la Révolution, l'Irak attaqua l'Iran.
Now, in the screenwriting world, voiceover gets a bad rap because it's so easy to misuse. But this movie knows how to make the most out of voiceover. The narration gives us access to Marjane's thoughts and emotions, the kind of perspective that, in this case, visuals alone would never be able to capture.
Et l'Europe s'ouvrit à moi, mais pas exactement comme je l'avais imaginé.
Voiceover isn't your enemy, it's just another tool. The trick is to make sure it adds new meaning.
Cet incident marqua le début d'une longue série de déménagements. Je valsais d'appartement en appartement.
Based on a true story, this movie is funny, heartbreaking, and deeply personal. And no, it is not for children. Sometimes a movie doesn't get the recognition it deserves simply because of how it looks. Audiences expect animated films to fit certain molds, and just like fashion, animation has trends. Right now, everyone is chasing that Spider-Verse inspired 2D, 3D hybrid style. Tomorrow it could be, I don't know, stop motion 2D mashup, who knows. But when a film dares to look different and doesn't follow the trend, people aren't always sure what to make of it. And that was exactly the case with The Adventures of Tintin.
Of course it's gone! How could I be so stupid?
This film is basically the best animated action-adventure mystery you'll ever see. And yet, hardly anyone talks about it. Young reporter Tintin, Snowy, and Captain Haddock face a thrilling mystery as they hunt for a lost treasure hidden by Haddock's ancestor.
The secret of that ship is known only to my family.
Directed by Steven Spielberg and produced by Peter Jackson, it has some of the most jaw-dropping action sequences in animation. It's incredible! When I watched it, I thought that this was the Indiana Jones sequel we deserved but never gotten. For writers and storytellers, there are many lessons, but the biggest one is in pacing. Tintin keeps the energy high, but also knows when to slow down for a reveal or a joke. It's also the perfect example of a classic whodunit, with red herrings, clue hunting, a twist ending, and of course, your classic detective. So why was it ignored? Well, it was made with motion capture back in 2011. If you remember, at that time, audiences had only seen mocap in The Polar Express or A Christmas Carol, which, if you remember, had that uncanny look that freaked people out. So when it was announced that Tintin would be mocap, well, people were not exactly thrilled. I know these movies may look and feel a little bit odd, but Tintin, well, I think it looks awesome. It's aged super well, and I think the mocap, because it's so well done, actually gives it a distinctive look. So give it a shot, let yourself be thrilled with its story and the incredible cinematography. I promise it's worth your time.
Not bad. What do you think, Snowy?
And then there are movies that get buried under bad press or lack of promotion. Sometimes it's early trailers, sometimes it's online rumors, sometimes it's just plain internet negativity. Whatever the case, some movies don't even get a fair chance. This is exactly what I think happened with Elio.
Don't worry, I got this. You're in great hands.
This poor movie was dragged online before it was even released. People call it mid, unoriginal, even a Pixar flop. To make it worse, Elio had to compete with the biggest movie of the year, K-pop Demon Hunters. People complained about everything. The character designs, the timing, the marketing, the fact that it was too original or not original enough.
I've also been a pillow, an enigma, a problem, a headache. Oof.
Everyone had an opinion, and most of it was bad faith criticism. As it turns out, hardly anyone actually watched the film. But if you give it a chance, Elio is a heartfelt story about a kid who feels like an outsider on Earth and across the universe. The film explores themes of belonging, self-worth, and family relationships. At its core, the character of Elio believes that if people can't understand me, they cannot love me. And it's such a kid-like logic, and I love the beautiful way the story explores it, which makes it a classic Pixar movie. If you're a writer, it's a reminder that your main character should always be the clearest vehicle for the theme of your film. Elio's journey is the message. And no, I wouldn't say it's a genre-defining classic, but you know what it is? It's really freaking good. So give it a chance, because for some people, this movie has been a cathartic experience.
And it touches to the deepest of human concerns. Are we alone?
Finally, some films get overlooked because of prejudice. For years, anime was dismissed by Western audiences. But TV shows like Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan, and movies like The Boy and the Heron or Belle, keep proving that anime can be just as emotional, cinematic, and impactful as anything else on the big screen. And if you're like me and you don't get to watch a lot of anime, yeah, I know, then the perfect entry point to anime is our number one, Your Name.
滝くんお前に会いに来たんだ
Two teenagers mysteriously begin swapping bodies. As they navigate each other's lives, they form a deep connection that transcends space and time. This movie is gorgeous, emotional, and layered with lessons for storytellers. Here are 3 elements that make Your Name so brilliant. Number 1, the premise. The body swapping isn't just a fun gimmick, it's meaningful. It forces the characters to literally live in each other's shoes and start to care for each other, which leads to number 2, the romance. At its heart, this is a love story, but it's a slow one. Mitsuha and Taki's relationship builds itself by understanding who the other is, which happens thanks to the body swap. And number 3, the structure and reveals. When you think you figure out the story, the movie twists. I will not dare spoiling the film for you, but it's a heartbreaking turning point you'd never see coming. And the way the information is delivered is just masterful. This is storytelling that isn't afraid to break molds, and it sticks the landing. If you've ever wanted to write a story that makes people cry, cheer, and then immediately rewatch it, this is your film. One of the most powerful animated films I've ever seen.
あんたの名前
Those are my 5 underrated movies, but what are some other films you love that not enough people have seen? Let us know in the comments. Now click on this playlist to watch all of our 5 movies, 5 lessons videos. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, join the channel membership, and hit the bell to get notifications so you won't miss new videos. I'm Pietro and this is Write for Animation, and I'll see you next time.